Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. Did another paid request, this time for Joseph. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is, like I said, it's for Joseph, and it's for a film called Hollywood Cop. Now, Hollywood Cop is a film that I have heard of because the director is the same guy who did Samurai Cop. In fact, you say this is the warm up he had until he did Samurai Cop. If you don't know Samurai Cop, I mean, what can I tell you? Samurai Cop is one of those films that I don't really go into the so bad it's good type of movies, but Samurai Cop does fit that. And the director Amir Shervan, like I said, he did that film after this one. So, and did you try to see a similarity? Because this is a cop who's white, who has a black partner. There's a pretty lady they need to help out. There's the boss, and everyone's got to wait for the boss. There's the same type of shitty sounding. I don't know what you call the music in this. Casio cat fucking, type of music. For all you Casio lovers, this is your dream movie, this and Samurai Cop. And it also has like endless shooting, which, I mean, I'd rather have shooting than nothing happening, so at least the director knows that, hey, it might not be the most exciting shooting, but at least have somebody shoot so it's not tremendously boring. Have character actors in that one. You had the Maniac Cop himself. I cannot remember his name. He was also in Tango and Cash as well. He played the killer in the Maniac Cop films. Robert Z'Dar. Here you got Jim Mitchum, related to Robert Mitchum. Cameron Mitchell's in it. But it doesn't star them. It stars a guy named David Das, whose character's name is Turk. And they call him Turkey. So yes, our main character's name is Turkey. I'm surprised his partner was the name Swiss. Swiss cheese. The first laugh I got of it is that this is from Peacock Films. I'm like, well, this definitely sucks some type of cock. But it's not a rant because at least it's not as funny as Samurai Cop, but you get some laughs out of. So it was an easy film to watch on that front. But I don't think it's as funny as Samurai Cop. It's still a bad movie though. Like Samurai Cop just felt more monument. This don't sound so stupid. This feels a bit more competently done than Samurai Cop, but that's what makes Samurai Cop even funnier. And this isn't that competently done of a movie either. It just compared to you say that Hollywood Cop, like the lead guy, I'm not going to say he's good, but technically he's probably better than Matt Hannon in Samurai Cop, but Matt Hannon's performance is what makes that one of the main things that makes that film even funnier. I'm telling these motherfuckers. If you know Samurai Cop, you know what I mean. Here, like Matt Hannon had a bit more personality and bigness to his performance in Samurai Cop. Here, because the guy's trying to be like a little bit more competent, that he's a little bit more boring. And he's not as memorable, he's not as interesting or fun to laugh at or laugh with compared to Matt Hannon and Samurai Cop. But there's some goofy stuff in this. I mean, the very beginning, you have the bad guys talking with each other with some sexy women, and this guy named Animal. Not Animal from the Muppets, but just Animal. He laughs. He loves to laugh. That's one of the consistent things he does. He laughs. Anytime he's on screen, he needs to laugh. And there's a bit where he's trying to take this woman, and this guy goes, "No, this is my woman." So then the guy sits down, and then Animal, like, ready to tackle her at her waist, and then the guy doesn't do anything. That this one guy was ready to stand up for her, sit down, but then when Animal ready to tackle her waist, he just sits there and does nothing. So before you're ready to fight this Animal guy, now you're just sitting there and watching while he's ready to put his face in her twat waffle. So then the boss comes, and that's played by Jim Mitchum. And they do this weird thing where there's a bit where he's talking over his henchman. Like the henchman's trying to explain this plan, and as he's talking, Jim Mitchum's like talking over him. About you sure? But you sure about that? Like, I don't know. That was I don't know. I don't know why. If that was their thought of making it more, was it realistic? Oh, this guy's an asshole. He's talking over people. I don't know what the deal is. Cause it's not like a consistent thing that happens. If it's like, oh well, this is something he does all the time. He just talks over his men because his men mean nothing to him. No, he doesn't really do that ever again. So the plan is they're going to this ranch. They kidnap this kid. There's a bunch of shooting. And of course, after all the shooting and killing the people, then the bad guys go up to the door and goes, "Open the door. I want to talk." Oh, of course, yeah. You just killed 17 people, but you just want to talk. Sure, I'll just open up the door. Let's have some tea and biscuits. So they smack the lady. They kidnap this kid. The kid isn't that bad for what he's told to do. I mean, I hate to say it, the kid is probably the best actor in the movie because he's trying to be sincere. It's just what he's given to do is very stupid, but that's not the kid's fault. But the kid himself, acting wise, is not bad. He really isn't. It's just what he's given to do is bad. But his acting isn't actually that bad. I mean, hell, his acting's better than. I know I shouldn't pick on him, but Jake Lloyd in The Phantom Menace. Because I think if, like, Jay Lloyd did not deserve what happened to him in his real life. He did not deserve that. It just he it was a bad performance. And blame it on the director, blame it on the right. It's just that I don't think he was cut out for acting. I don't think he was that good of an actor as a kid. They deserve all the people giving him crap in real life? No, but it's just I can't that was a good here, like this kid was better. And this Hollywood cop. I'll get to what they do with him in a few minutes, but so they kidnap the kid, and the note says, "Walk on Hollywood Boulevard with 6 million, and we'll see you." Now think about that. Walk on Hollywood Boulevard. Just walk on Hollywood Boulevard. We'll see you. When? How? What date? Are you just gonna sit there 24/7? Look for them? What if I went there at 3 a.m. 4 days from now? Are you gonna be there at 3 a.m.? Are you gonna be there 4 days from now? How do you know? Maybe it's 4 minutes from now. What if Amelia went there? Well, no one's here. Well, I went there. Sorry, you weren't there. Fuck you. So then we cut to David Goss as the Hollywood cop, who's again his character name is Turk, aka Turkey. Just people do call him Turkey. Did Amir Shirvan or whoever think that's what American cops are called? Like that's a badass name, Turkey. Surprised bad guy ain't called Ham. So you have these thugs that are trying to assault this lady, and they trying to stop it, and the husband goes after one of the bad guys and gets the guy, cuts his hand off, has the husband has like a damn machete or sword or something, like machete. And so the lead goes, I know this guy just fucked your wife, but he's our prisoner now. I'm like, thanks for reminding him that, yeah, this guy did fuck his wife. Yeah. I know this guy fucked your wife, but there's something about that made me laugh. And the way people get shot, they're like, oh. I mean, there's little kids that play war that know how to get shot better than this. Oh, I've been shot in the shoulder. Fucking hell. And then the husband's like, fuck this, and decaps the guy. And you know that because you see the head fall later. So then Tur tossed to his captain, Cameron Mitchell. And like Samurai Cop, you have the captain that's being very over the top and yelling. Like Cameron Mitchell is the police. There's literally a line where he says, "The commissioner's on my ass, and I did gas, and every day ends with a Tums festival. Tums to tum tum tums. The commissioner's on my ass. I did gas. Sure you're not going to give anyone sass? Take them to task? Just need to ask." Every day ends with a Tums festival. And like I said, there are bits that make you chuckle. You know, he does have, like, our lead does have the black partner. This time is played by Lincoln Kilpatrick, and I recognize the guy. He's the guy who's the nice older prisoner trying to help Viggo Mortensen in prison. He's also the guy who's the nice prisoner in Fortress with Christopher Lambert, who tries to help Christopher Lambert's wife and kind of a assistant to the bad guy, but he's like forced to be that way. He was in the Omega Man with Charlton Heston. Sadly, the actor's passed away, but I recognize that guy. But he doesn't really have much to do. Like the partner in Samurai Cop feels like he has a lot more to do compared to this guy. Like this guy disappears in the finale of the movie to the point I thought the character had died and I did not realize it, but no, it's just he was caught or left or somewhere, and then he pops up at the very end at the police station, and I'm like, oh, he is alive. Where the fuck did he go? It's his police partner. So at least the director did better in Samurai Cop, incorporating the partner more into the finale. Yeah, Samurai Cop is just much more of a funny with the bad wigs and the over the top fight scenes and the Rob Zadar is the bad guy and speeding up the film. I didn't see a whole lot of speeding up the film in this one compared to that one. You get more of the partner trying to banter. The dialogue is funny, but nowhere near as when Matt Hannon talks to the nurse in Samurai Cop and, would you like to fuck me? Bingo. Nothing there. Nothing there. What would help you? A jumbo jet? Were you circumcised? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just type in Samurai Cop Nurse on YouTube. Samurai Cop Nurse. Watch that scene. You'll know what I'm talking about. Like the dialogue is bad in this, but nowhere near as, like I said, because it was a bit more bad, it was more fun and memorable. And this isn't as memorable as Samurai Cop, but it still has its chuckles. For example, the kid is locked in the room. There's no one watching him. No one in the room watching him. They put a dog outside the house as a guard dog, and this kid is the dog whisperer. The kid is talking to the dog, "Hey boy, you don't want to hurt me, right?" And it's like the dog starts listening. "See, I'll put one finger up. I'll put one other finger up. I'll put my hand up. See, boy. Now put your hand up." And the dog does it. I'm like, what the fuck? This dog. I mean, he's got psychic powers or something. He's got some kind of power. He is the dog whisperer. Shit. And he's able to break the dog to his will in less than 5 minutes. And able to open up the one, reach through the window, and there's a lock right by this door, and he's able to escape. And they chase him, and then they beat the shit out of him. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he got hit like 8 times. And when they picked him up, his nose is bleeding. I'm like, Jesus. I feel bad for the kid. And like I said, he's the best actor in the movie. And the dog gets killed. And this random stuff, like how did the kid know how to talk to the dog this way? And become... Why is it that in one scene, this is when our lead and his partner decide to help this lady get her kid back? So they go to this place, and all of a sudden the partner, Lady Kilpatrick, is in a mud wrestling situation with some women. You're not John Candy from Stripes. Like, what are you doing? Like, when that makes more sense than this, is all of a sudden, yeah, the part's like, yeah, I'm gonna go in this mud wrestling thing and wrestle some women and get some mud on me. I'm like, aren't you guys looking for a kid that's been kidnapped? What's this for? I still don't know what the fuck that was for. If you could explain that to me, feel free. There's a bit where they visit like a bathhouse with some naked women, and they meet Mr. Fawn, played by Eldo Ray. If you don't know who that is, this is a guy, he was in the Green Berets. He was a pretty decent actor, but sadly, alcohol and such kind of fucked up his career, and from what I understand, he died broke because of that. But this is a guy that was worked with John Wayne, the Green Berets, and other stuff. And but even on that film, from what I understand, there are times where he couldn't say his dialogue, so John Wayne had to give his dialogue to other people, and that's why he was, this is a guy that was doing these bigger films. That's why he'd end up doing films like this, because of his alcoholism, because of his stuff, which is too bad. But I'm like, Aldo Ray as Mr. Fawn? He's not Mr. Fawn. Fong, no. That's like calling me Mr. Wu. Okay? That's like, Mr. Wu. And then I pop up. You're like, I don't buy this guy as Mr. Wu. I don't buy this guy as Mr. Fawn. Like, you can't find an Asian guy? You just had an Asian guy who's the receptionist. He looks more like a Mr. Fawn than this guy. And you have lines like they arrest him and he goes, "You lying pricks?" "Not pricks. Dicks." These are cops. They're private. You're dicks, yeah. And then you have stuff like they find out where the kid's at, and then I guess the cop knows a bunch of bikers. And then when they answer the phone, it's a really bad dub job. Like, there are times where you tell someone else's voice or put into these characters. Just the people are talking, but the mouths are not moving as well as it should. So there's aftermath of dubbing with some of these voices. And then also in this little compound, there's people training in martial arts, which is weird because there's not a lot of fighting that you think, okay, there's going to be a lot of martial arts fighting. No. There's one little bit, but that doesn't... And then they leave the kid alone again. They didn't learn the first time, so they leave the kid alone the fuck again for him to get out and get out of the window this time with the help of our lead characters. Have one person watch the fucking room. I mean, inside the room. You get a really boring car chase that feels like it goes on forever with that Casio music in the background. You get an overlong shootout that it's just going around, shoot, people fall, and they don't know how to fall. That one guy animal is still laughing, and then when he dies, I maybe it's just my ears got really neutered because of the Casio music. I swear there's two sets of scream, like two different people screaming when he dies. Like like meshed together. I swear it's like the guy screamed and then someone went in to dub some of his screams as well. But they didn't take out one or the other, so I swear I'm hearing like both. Maybe that's just me, my ears, but and also this is when like the partner, I'm like, where did the partner go? Like the black guy, like where's Lincoln Kilpatrick? At one point he's caught and brought into a house, and then we don't see him again until the very end where everything's done and he's in the police station. I'm like, okay. It's like they forgot about him, or I don't know. Maybe he was supposed to be in there and he left, but they shot the ending so they could use him there. I don't know. And then you get like I mean, that's another thing with Samurai Cop. You have the two actually working a bit more together as partners. You get more of a finale because you get this goofy kung fu fight between the two leads. Here, it's just the bad guy gets a pitchfork, the good guy shoots him. Gun versus pitchfork. I wonder which wins. Yeah, the gun won. And then you think the ending would be with the kid and the mom. No, the ending is in the police station where Cameron Mitchell, the police captain's like, you don't get a new partner. This other guy who was an asshole to you, he's gonna be your partner, Hollywood cop. And the black guy, you don't partner up with this lady. And the lady's like ready to sit on his face. And then that's how the movie ends. It's like, okay, it just felt like kind of a random way to end it. But Hollywood Cop, I mean, it's got bad sound design, uh, dubbing, people talking over each other at times, or boring, lackadaisical action. But it's one of those films that is, while not as funny as Samurai Cop, you do get chuckles here and there, and that if you like bad cinema that can make you chuckle, it's worth the watch. I don't think it's as classic of a one as Don't Go in the Woods from the 80s, or I guess Samurai Cop, or Troll 2, Silent Night, Daily Night Part 2. But I do see some people get some chuckles out of it because of the bad cinema. Like I said, it was definitely a precursor to Samurai Cop. In a way, him getting worse was him getting better, this director. Like Matt Hannon, doing these like Elvis moves and then like punching with his thumb out, which would break your fucking fist. And I have the old DVD of that with the Joe Bob Briggs commentary. I think there's another edition with the actors on the commentary. I have to wonder what they would say on that commentary. I don't know if this has any. This was on YouTube for free. I don't know if this has any other. Because this didn't really get the big cult following like Samurai Cop did, and I can see why. Like, it came out in 1987, and I say, do you want to watch that, or do you want to watch Lethal Weapon? That also came out in '87. Let me think. I don't know what else to say. It's Hollywood Cop. If you've seen Samurai Cop, you could watch this, but it's not as funny as Samurai Cop. But the reason that I rant, even though it's a bad movie, is it was at least fun enough for me to wonder what was going to happen next, like what other bad mistake or crappy thing they're going to do next. So that levied the boredom of some of the action scenes. I don't know if that made. I mean, compared to the shit I've seen, like Time Machine I found at a yard sale, or Razor Teeth, or Feeders 1 and 2, there's some chuckles to be gotten out of this. So, with that said, take care. We'll see you guys later.